This week's episode of Virtual Pinball News of the Week is brought to you by the Virtual Pinball Weekly Challenge. We are a group of like-minded individuals on Facebook that love to play pinball. We got 3 tables a week, one being the Weekly League Challenge, another being a midweek throwback, and the Weekend Warriors Challenge. So if you're like me and you like to play Virtual Pinball, make sure you check us out on Facebook.
Virtual Pinball News of the Week. Yeah, it's TV's Pinball. Virtual News of the Week.
What's up, everyone? All my little flippers out there, I am GG Pinball, and this is your Virtual Pinball News of the Week. We got a lot to go over today. We've got a bunch of news actually to tackle before we get into tables, so let's get right into it. First things first, let's talk about At Legends Pinball. They recently announced they are putting out a 4K version of their Legends Pinball cabinet. This is really cool. If you don't know about this table, the At Legends Pinball cabinet is a table you could buy pre-made. It's got a 32-inch play field. The original one is 1080. It's got a small back glass, but it has some tables built in. The cool thing about said table is the ability to use it basically as a controller. You could take a PC that's running VPX, which is way more powerful than what they got in there, and you can just hook it up like USB. I mean, there's a board you have to add into the back called the VIBS board to make the back glass work, but all in all, if you are not a handy person, but you are into virtual pinball and you got the money, this is a really cool option to have if you're into virtual pinball. And now, like I said, the announcement being that they are releasing a 4K version of their current cabinet. So this is cool because, again, now you're getting that upgraded playfield. They're upping the size of the back glass. They are actually making some other changes on the inside. On the original one, they had 2 speakers for their force feedback sound. This is actually going to have contactors. So that is a pretty cool upgrade. I believe it's starting at about $1,000. So a little bit steep. It's, I think, closer to like a 3/4 cabinet, kind of like mine. But I mean, again, this is a great option for people that want to get involved in virtual pinball, get into virtual pinball. They don't feel like they have the know-how to do that. They don't want to reach out to one of these companies that they don't know, because we all know there's companies out there that will love to take your money. We've gone over this, right? The screw bag over in Australia, right? Yeah, that screwed everyone and their mother over. There's another thing that At Legends announced, actually. For the owners of the old cabinet, they are actually releasing upgrade boards. So the new cabinet is going to actually have upgraded CPU like board in there for the tables that you can buy that come with the table. Now, I think really the weak part of the old system is it's not the most powerful one, but because they're up in that to that 4K graphics, they do need to do some upgrades. What I like about this is they're giving you the option to have that same innards that you could swap out in your current table if you have it. So that's really cool. They're not forgetting about the old customers. They are giving you that option to upgrade if you haven't already done the PC thing. So even if you don't want to get into PC, you just want something really cool to start getting into the pinball, this is great. A great way to start. I really do feel At Legends nails it there for the people that want to kind of just mod their system. All right, next up, we've got Zen with the announcement of the actual official release of their new Zen FX engine. So this is now fully released on the Epic Store if you're on PC. This is also released on the Xboxes and PlayStation 4 or 5 and the last 2 Xboxes. You know, I really do enjoy Zen's original. I think they have some of the most creative original tables out there. Word to the cabinet owners, I still don't feel that even though this is the release client, they are up to par with the cabinet people. Last I checked, which was only about 2 weeks ago when I tried it, you still can't rotate in-game like you could with FX. So really, if you want to play their tables, you do need to probably run it in something like Popper with an advanced script that will actually do the rotation for you when you go in and out of tables instead. But yeah, this is something hopefully Zen will fix in the future. I know they are trying to say that they do want to give some love to the cabinet people out there, and I'm hoping they stick to that because, again, like I said, some of their originals I really want to play. I want to play that Borderlands table. Borderlands table. Awesome. And this is pretty big news. we're going to talk about the Serum Color DMD format. So if you have ever messed with the Color DMDs for like VPX and whatnot, this is an open source. I do have a link that will be down below once the show's over to go over. It actually has a full tutorial on how to install the new files. And if you've ever done Color DMDs before, I mean, it really does add a lot of extra to the tables, in my opinion. I love it. Like I've got the Scared Stiff one up here. This is the first one that was released. I think there's another one in beta too, and it's beautiful. Oh my God, like it's so nice and crisp. It's insane. They're not hard to do, really. It's going into a folder, naming it the name of the ROM that you're playing on there, and sticking the files in. This is definitely something you want to keep your eyes out. I'll probably talk about more of these as they come out. Let's go into our tables for the week. All right, so Macab has released a version of Scared Stiff. It is Bally 1996 classic with everyone's favorite femme fatale, Elvira. That's right. So this is a mod per se of a table that has been modded. But what I like what Macab has done is he has updated the physics. Thank God. That is one thing. The increase in realism that the newer versions of VPX have brought. I think the last time this table had actually been updated was like 2019. So being able to bring in these new updates on physics, and there's definitely some new lighting that I noticed in there too. It's beautiful. It plays close to the real thing. If you've played and compared both, this is probably as close as we are going to get. Next table up, we're going to talk about Blood Machines. VPinWorkshop. You know those guys, right? Those guys right there. Let's take a close up. Right there we go. Yep, that's right. VPinWorkshop, the absolute geniuses that they are, had put out a table last year called Blood Machines. This is an original table by VPinWorkshop based on a movie of the same. While the table is beautiful, they give in their 2.0 update, a pup pack, which is fantastic. I mean, the music alone for this was great. So having the whole pup pack to it, it just adds on. Again, it's adding on another layer of it. You're to the point now where some of these tables, you can't tell the difference between a real one. Like, it's awesome. Anytime VPinWorkshop puts out something, I always say it is something to check out and should definitely be on your cab today. Next up, we're going to talk about the Bond 60th Limited Edition by Marty02. Marty had put out, I believe, the previous Bond, the Dr. No one. This is based off of the 60th edition that they released. Again, beautiful table. Marty always does some great, fantastic work. It's gorgeous. If you are a Bond fan, this is definitely one to have. This hits on all of the Bonds, all the different movies. Just a tribute to one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. All-Knowing 2012 has put out his Aerosmith Pro Stern Tribute table. So this is based on the table of Aerosmith. So this is one of your dad rock tables. He's done a fantastic job here. I believe it's come with pup pack. It's come with all that great Aerosmith music. So if you are into those dad rock tables, as I like to call them, this is definitely one to throw in your collection and play the hell out of. One of my all-time favorite tables is Fathom. I'm a big fan of early to mid 80s tables and how they play. Very simple rule sets, easy to understand, hard to master, right? That's the big thing with those. This is a color mod done by Redbone, and it is simply stunning. It really brightens it up. He kind of claims in there, you know, purists might not be fans of it. I personally am. And this table is gorgeous. Biggest noticeable difference definitely is the pop bumpers. And we're going to get into actually a comparison in just a moment. But you can see the pop bumpers here in the corner are that white, and they've got different colors on there. And like I said, he's really made the colors pop. With this being said, one of the reasons why he also put this out is one of the best versions of Fathom, being the Goldchicco version, has recently got an update. So this is based on the update, and Goldchicco's version has also got an update. Again, updated physics, huge. You know me, I don't usually bring in updated tables unless there is a huge change, and when it's updated physics like this, and especially on a table something as classic as Fathom, we need to talk about it. So yeah, Goldchicco, always awesome what he does. This table, definitely one of my favorites. Now I'm going to go back and forth real quick so you can see, like I said, this is a lot darker, more realistic probably to what the original Fathoms are. But yeah, you can see the difference here. Like I said, first you got the pop bumpers up here that are that blue caps on them. And just the whole play field down in this area is much darker as opposed to, like I said, you see they really lightened it up here. Both tables absolutely beautiful. If you're like me, you're into 80s tables, Fathom is definitely one of those ones that needs to be on top of your list. All right, last table we are going to talk about for this week is Thundercats. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thundercats by merlinrtp. So he has put out this table. This is one of those tables I think that's actually been floating around and been modded over years. I think it was originally a feature pinball table, got brought over to VPX, and you're seeing it as it just progresses through time. This has an awesome pup pack. So if you grew up watching Thundercats in the 80s, this is definitely one of those ones that's going to bring it back home to you as you hear all those lovely clips and see those Lionel fighting Mumra and all that cool stuff. So yeah, definitely a cool one to check out. That's going to about wrap it up this week. If you like what you see, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I am GG Pinball, and this has been your virtual pinball news of the week. Later, flippers!
Pinball news of the week.